So today I'm excited because I have Sarah Galperin on the podcast. Sarah is a proud New York City native and NYU graduate who began her career in fashion, advertising, and photography, working on major campaigns for brands like DKNY, Gap, and Smartwater. She later transitioned into healthcare leadership, managing a team of over 50 and collaborating with C-suite execs in the LA market. After relocating to South Florida during the pandemic, like many of us did, Sarah pursued her passion for real estate. As a member of the Gold team at Compass, she combines business, market expertise, and a client-first mindset to deliver a seamless buying and selling experience. A mother of 4 and a seasoned entrepreneur, Sarah is known for her professionalism, accessibility, and going above and beyond for every client and every transaction. And she's also a client of ours at Goat Social Media.
Yes, I am.
So thanks for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I know we met, like 2021 or 2022?
As soon as I got my real estate license,
Yes.
the first thing I did was hire a social media manager, and it was Kassie.
Yes.
And we've been together ever since.
Yeah, and it's fun to see your account grow.
Yeah.
And look back. Like sometimes you can see like this is what you posted on this day years ago, or you can see some of the older things. And what's nice though is that it's always been very much still you. Like even those old posts, it still feels very authentic, very you. And I think that's important, especially in real estate. People want to work with the person. I always say this to you too. Like people want to work with someone they feel comfortable with, not just someone who has like a great brand or pretty images. They want to relate to that person and know that they can call them. So you've reinvented yourself multiple times with fashion, photography, healthcare, now real estate. What do you think each chapter taught you?
So each chapter was also a different chapter in my life.
Right.
Fashion and advertising I did while I was in college, and was my first job right out of college, and did that for about 10 years. So in my 20s, it was all about learning. And it really was like The Devil Wears Prada, where you were just told to do it and you did it. There was no questioning authority or giving your suggestions. It was about saying yes, thank you, and observing. It was a lot of observing. My 30s were about trying things and failing. And failure is a really big part of learning. Yeah. So I, in my 30s, at 28, I moved to LA, and I opened up a photo studio for a company that was based out of New York. Mm-hmm. And I did that for about 3 years. And then when I turned 31, I decided to start my own company. And I started my own photo agency that only represented children. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was always important to have a niche. And my niche was going to be just representing fashion photographers for kids. Yeah, I did that for about 2-3 years. I landed the Carter's campaign, like a little subdivision of Baby Gap. It was wonderful, but I didn't really see myself being fulfilled. So I ended up getting a job being a marketing director for like a famous dermatologist. She was like a dermatologist to the stars. Mm-hmm. And then I transitioned into that. And I learned how to deal with not just like B2B, but B2C. Yeah. Right. And that was really important because I learned that not just dealing with the clients and how to make them happy, but then also dealing with, not dealing with the accounts and making them happy, but also dealing with the clients.
Yes.
And then fast forward to my 40s, God, I can't say almost 50s. And I take all of those lessons that I learned and really everything is sales. No matter what you do, you're dealing with some form of sales. So I've taken all of that and I'm able to provide really a well-rounded experience for my clients when we're either buying or selling, because I understand how to deal with clients on many different levels. Right. And I also understand how to deal with the situation at hand.
Yes.
So I guess reinventing myself is just something I keep doing in each chapter of my life.
Yeah.
But I love this. I finally feel like I'm comfortable in my skin and I've like grown into what I want to do. Yeah. And I'm excited. I'm excited for each transaction, for each client, for, each new venture that comes with it.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And I think when you've had a position managing multiple people and then now you're on your own, you're still using that management expertise to manage all these contractors and all these vendors and to still get everything in line. And we talk about all the time, managing people sometimes is the hardest part.
It is the hardest job, period. I prefer to manage myself and that's it.
Yes.
But I know that's not possible.
Yeah. So that also leads to not only managing people, but you're also managing your family and your 4 kids. So how does being a mom of 4 influence how you serve your clients?
Well, I think I treat all my clients like my children, telling them what they need to do. So managing your kids is very much like managing a company. Like you need to deal with people individually. Every person has their own, characteristics, and you need to know how to respond to them to get what you want from them, right? And that's very similar when dealing with clients, right?
Right.
You have to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
As much as you want to tell them, no, this is what you need, you realize you're, just like with your kids, right? You can't tell them, I know better, I'm your mother, this is what you need.
Right.
You kind of need to let them go through those experiences, and then they realize on their own, oh, this is actually what I need. My mom was right, but I'll never say that. It's kind of the same with your clients. Like, in advance that this is what is best for them, but you can't tell them.
Right.
You just sort of need to let them go through the process and come to those terms on their own.
So true.
It is very similar with having a family.
Yeah. And then also your experience just having kids in South Florida, I think you can, attest to when you're doing your videos. You talked about one with the driveway of like, you're going to need a bigger driveway if you're buying in some of these gated communities, because how are you going to fit more than 2 cars? Or like, you're going to need a house with more closets if you're having kids, or if you're going to have a nursery, the bedroom needs to be near this room. So I feel like that also gives you that edge over some of the other agents who don't think that way, or don't think like building a family in a home.
Absolutely. But on top of that, it's not just about being a parent. It's also about being a child as well, and having older parents that you have to take care of. So and also because I did work in healthcare, I see that a lot of the burden, I don't want to say burden, but a lot of the responsibilities of taking care of your family in all aspects, will fall on you at some point in your life. So you do want to have a home that can accommodate if you have older parents or parents that are maybe frail and need to be with you. So you need to have a bedroom downstairs with a bathroom or room for them. And depending where my clients are in their lives, I'll gently bring that up when they're looking at homes. Like, I know you mentioned that your parents are in their 70s and 80s. And they don't live close by, and they may need to come and be with you. You may want to consider having a house that has bedrooms downstairs, because they may need to stay with you. And a lot of times they'll look at me going, oh my God, I didn't think about that. And I do. And maybe it is because where I am in my life, or, the different type of clients that I've had and the different job experiences that I've had. But I do like to bring that up to people when they're house hunting, because it is something that you don't think about.
No.
Like the driveway. Like the closets. And like a bedroom downstairs with a bathroom.
And also for investment purposes too. Like a lot of times people think, like, and I was in the same boat, you're looking when you're buying a home, it's, how does it benefit me? But then you're also like, wait, I'm not going to live here forever. And is this going to be a good investment for me to sell later? Or is it going to be really hard to sell later because only really appeals to someone like me? So those things are really important to keep in mind.
100%. And I know when we look at homes, we think for the immediate future. And so I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and be like, well, maybe you need to think about this. But it is something, again, that you need to gently bring up and have them think about before they pursue that option, or as they continue looking for homes.
It's so true. And in today's market, buyers and sellers, they're not just hiring an agent, they hire someone they trust. We talk about this all the time. And trust isn't built just from listing photos, it's built from connection. So why does personal branding matter more now in real estate than ever before?
Well, I think real estate has changed in general. And, we don't actually call ourselves agents anymore. We call ourselves advisors. And to some degree, you're like micro-influencers, which I kind of hate. But I understand the importance of having a brand and being authentic and showcasing who you are and your personality, because let's be real, there are a million realtors. So how are you going to choose one over the other? It's not necessarily going to be just their sales. I mean, those are important, but this is a personal transaction. And you're going to spend a lot of time with that person. So you do want to enjoy their company. So you have to see if this is someone that you, A, will trust, a trust to take their advice, and also somebody that you will want to spend time with because, there's a good amount of time me and my clients, as you know, are on the phone all the time.
Yes. And hopefully it's a lifetime client. Ideally, these relationships are not just one transaction, but it's, future homes, their families' homes, their kids' homes.
Exactly.
It goes on and on. And I think, too, you have Netflix and Hulu and all of these streaming platforms putting real estate in the forefront with, Selling Sunset.
Right.
And $1 Million Listed in New York. And they're picking the people who kind of have the personalities for camera and TV,
right?
Which is its own problem sometimes.
Right. It is.
But I think people are so used to that they're looking for that also on social media and online. So have you ever had a client tell you they chose you because of a video you put out or because of your story?
Yes, actually. As you know, I travel a lot to LA, and I'll do these little segments where I'll give little tips about, when is the best time to travel, and what airline is best for me and why you should consider it, or like what hotels or restaurants to go when you go to LA. And I had clients reach out to me, they'll DM me, and they're like, "I love your stories. You're becoming such an influencer." And I started laughing. I'm like, okay. And then like 3 months later, they reached out to me to be like, "Can you help us buy a home?" And I was like so proud. I never started this thinking that I would get like clients reaching out to me right away to help them buy or sell. I really wanted it to be a way for me to showcase my personality and for people to get comfortable with me and start seeing me more and more and see that this is important to me so that when they do think about buying or selling, they can recommend me or me to be on the forefront of their mind about this. So when a client actually did that, I was like so happy and like,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
And we did end up buying. And then they recommended their parents and then they recommended their brother. And I just was so thrilled.
It's like a case study right there for Go Social Media. But also, I think too, like something we always talk about in our meetings, I never push you or any of my clients to put out content that's not authentic. Like I'm not having you do like silly dances unless you want to do ones with your kids. But like really it's content that relates to you. So if they're contacting you or if they're like, "Oh, I really connect with you," it's still you.
Right.
It's not like, "Oh, it's Kassie and her team behind all the posts."
Right.
Like it's still your voice. It's still your thoughts. And I think that totally matters. And I think there's a mix. We talk about this too, a mix of lifestyle content, who you are content, and then real estate content. And I think a lot of people, when they first start in real estate, they think like, "Oh, push all the listings or push all the homes."
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of top of funnel that goes into that. We had a real estate agent in the beginning when I first started the podcast, Joe, and his approach is very different than yours. His approach really is all top of funnel, like talking into a phone video of like Fort Lauderdale, like this open here, this open there. And his approach is quite opposite of yours, which is awesome because people who are looking to buy a home from him or rent with him or you, very different audiences.
Right.
And there's something there for everyone. And it's like you said before, finding your niche matters. And I think you've really found your niche within South Florida. And then your niche continues to grow. Like you were doing a lot in Boca and Parkland, but lately a good amount in Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly. Yes. And that's so true because I like to follow a lot of realtors too because, I like to see everyone's different style and not so much to compare, but just to be like, "Oh, that's really interesting. How does that, work with the way I work or how's that different?" And the more you're watching other people's platforms, the more you can realize, what really stands out for you, what resonates with you. And so I love doing that all the time as well. And I do like it when other agents follow me and then they'll say, "This is so great. I love what you posted and I love your video. It's so true." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." You could thank Kassie.
Yeah. But it's good to get inspired from other people. Like I say, and you can always say like, or just other brands in general, you can be like, "Oh, I love what they did. I wanted something similar like that, but in my own voice." Or "That's a great topic, but now I want to talk about it even further." So I think there's so much to be said on there and it's not really competition as long as everyone kind of does, focuses on their lane.
And you and I talk about this all the time. I'll send you stuff like, "Oh my God, I love this, but let's do it in my voice." Or,
yes.
how it relates to what I'm trying to showcase.
Yes. Like we've talked about that one realtor, I think she's in Tampa, who does like the deadpan comedic videos.
Yes.
And if anyone's never seen it, like try to describe her, she's a hoot.
She is.
I mean, she just does she says the craziest things while showing a listing, like things that you and I would never say.
Right.
But it works for her. But I think if you out of nowhere popped up with a video like that, everyone would be like, Sarah, are you okay? Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how to take this.
Literally. Yes. And something that we've also talked a lot about is video. Video is becoming essential. I think it's more essential now than just like the photos on an MLS. What are you noticing with video trends in real estate?
I mean, you definitely get more visibility and more people contacting you with videos versus just photos. And I get more responses from my videos that I do for my listings, or even when I just promote an area. I'll get people contacting me. Tell me more. Is there, are there certain townhomes in this area based off of these videos? So, I mean, it's a must. It's like cannot be a realtor without posting videos.
Yeah, you have to invest. And even if it's not the most professional, like sometimes it's just like the iPhone videos. Some of those have done really well. For one of your latest listings in Victoria Park, we used AI. So we had a videographer who that's his specialty, and he did virtual staging. And I think virtual staging in photos or MLS can be very misleading. I know for example, the townhouse I bought, those virtual staging photos versus when we saw it did not even look like the same. I'm glad we saw it, but I was like, that doesn't even look like the same place. It looked very touched up. Whereas the AI video that you guys did, it showed what it looked like as is. And then all he did was add some furniture, but didn't really renovate, didn't touch any, like this is what it could be.
Exactly.
And I think that really helped, whether it sold it or not, that video alone, I think it helped give people a vision, because some people just don't have a vision at all. And I think if you're going to do AI and you're going to do staging, doing something like that, it's not deceiving. Then it's very real. I think a lot of times people get so caught up in the AI and the staging and it looks deceiving, or people get to a listing and they're like, oh, what is this? This is not what I saw online.
And I'll tell you, after that video, I had 5,000 views. I literally had people calling me every day to see the property, and it was not updated at all. But I wasn't lying. Like I showed
you showed
what it actually looked like.
Yeah.
But I showed the potential as well in real time. So it allowed for people to really visualize what it could look like. And, there were homes there for sale on the same block that were updated and were bigger, and they're still on the market. And we were under contract in 3 weeks. So I do think that the AI staging 100% helped.
Yes. I really think everyone listening needs to invest in video. Video. So doesn't matter what industry you're in and what you're trying to do. It's super crucial. And now you've recently joined a new team at Compass, the Gold team. And how do you think being part of a team helps you elevate your service and your reach, beyond social media, but just in South Florida as well?
Well, I joined a team that's, is well known in the area in Boca and Delray, and we have a lot of listings in that area. We're known for sort of the gated communities there. We do have a lot of off markets. So when people are looking, they'll reach out to us and ask us first if there are any off markets that we can show them. So it's very helpful. But it's also nice to be part of the team and the camaraderie. And to help each other out, which we do.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people forget that on social media or online and marketing. Like they want to individualize so much, but they forget like the power of also collaborating with others, working with others, even if it's not your direct team, but just giving kudos and props to other agents you worked with. I know we do that a lot too. We're tagging other agents 100%. Or, sharing their stuff too, because that's just going to help you grow further.
Right. And Compass is known for that. It's collaboration over ego. And I truly do believe there's something in that. And also people want to work with other agents who they like. They don't want to work with someone that's, they know it's going to be a difficult transaction. I will go out of my way to help another agent out, always. Yeah. But, especially if it's a good agent that I know, is going to bring a good client and I know is a good person to work with. And vice versa. I get that a lot from agents too. So.
Yeah, and that matters. So now that you've been doing real estate for a couple of years and you're really, really in the thick of it, what's one mistake that you think agents make on social media?
when they're not authentic and they're just promoting their listings or other people's listings, and that's it. It's so one-dimensional, and people they're bored. They'll just scroll. Nobody will take a minute to actually sit and look, because honestly, they can go on Redfin or Realtor or Zillow and look at those same listings. I think it's so important to mix education, information, and entertainment. Like, those three things are so important to have.
It's so true.
On your social media, so that people are engaged.
Right.
Otherwise, you won't grow your numbers, and you may, but it won't be anyone that's actually engaging.
Exactly. And we talk about that a lot too. It's quality over quantity. You know, you don't have to have 1 million followers to be successful and to do deals in real estate. You have to have the right followers.
Right. And, remember, I'm not looking to be an influencer. I mean, if somebody wants to throw me something, great, but I'm not looking for that. So growing followers wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted the right type of people to follow me.
So we close out every episode with 2 questions.
Okay.
All of our guests. So the first one is, what's your favorite current social media platform? It could be not just for business, just for you in general.
I guess it's Instagram. And, for my business, I think that's where I get most of my leads from. I've tried TikTok. I just can't. I think I'm just too old for it.
But we'll put in your videos there. Some of them do well there. But I get it. And I think too, what's interesting to know about Instagram is when we first started, you had 2.
Right.
You had your business one, and then you had your personal one. And now you just have 1.
Right.
And I think that matters for someone, in an industry like yours, where if people have to follow you on all these different things to get all these different, or they can just follow you.
Right.
You, Sarah, you also happen to be a mom, an agent, a wife. You have a lot of other roles,
right?
But they're following you for the expertise. It's nice that it's all there, and it just makes you more human. Like, you just went on a trip. So we got to see, some photos from your trip.
Right.
And it's not just, here's me doing real estate. It just makes you more relatable.
Exactly. So I think I tend to go more to Instagram. So that's the platform I look at the most.
Yeah. And it's social. I mean, you can message people, talk to people on there. It's very two-sided. And now, what's one social media trend that you wish would disappear?
Those trending audios that, everyone uses to death. I mean, they're cute for the first day or two, but I think it's a lot of pressure to try to find the right image to go with it and to be creative. I wish it would just stop.
Yes.
By the time I get to it, my kids are like, Mom, that's so old and cringy. Don't do it.
Right.
I'm like, now you tell me.
And what's interesting too is you'll see people who take a trending audio and they'll slap it on a video that doesn't even connect.
Yeah.
Just to get the views. And I'm like, there's a disconnect there, or it just doesn't feel right. So I get it.
And at some point, it's too much, especially when that's the only thing you see on your feed.
Yeah.
These trending audios.
Yes. It's the same one over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, your journey is such a reminder that the most powerful brands are built on real life. Reinvention, leadership, motherhood, entrepreneurship. It's what makes people trust you. I'm going to share your social media handles so people can follow you in the show notes. And thanks for being a guest.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.